Good morning, everybody. How is the sound carrying back there? Good, thank you. I think everybody is far enough away. I'm going to take this off if everybody feels safe. Okay. But remember, I started with it on. Okay. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I am the X, and this is the new. But welcome to our very different Community Day of 2020. This is the 19th one, I think, that I've participated in. And certainly, who could have predicted that we'd be meeting outside, spatially distanced, masked, 19 years ago. But it really has been a wonderful 19 years. I would do it all over again. It's been almost a year since we announced the sale to Altera. The timing actually wasn't bad. But a year ago, we said there were three reasons why we thought this made sense. One was the advent of the multi-resort pass, which really is changing the landscape and would be very difficult to compete against that. And we felt that Altera and the Icon was the best fit of the multi-resort passes. We also thought that with climate change and the growing impact it's having on our winter, that the capital needs were going to be increasing to make sure that we had the most robust snowmaking system that we can have. And thirdly, I said that some of the challenges and the costs of doing business in Vermont were another reason why we could realize some synergies by being part of a larger organization. And clearly there is now a fourth reason, and that is COVID and the impact it is having and is likely to have, at least in the foreseeable future. And while, I think we could have gotten through the crisis, and I really say think and could, it's not certain because we really don't know what the outcome is going to be yet. But by being part of Altera, we've realized already in the months that we've been part of there that we're part of a family of really well-run ski resorts. We've learned a lot by ideas sharing. There's good management at all those resorts, and it's really more valuable in terms of understanding how to respond and how to react than we could on our own. And then secondly, Altera is strong. They're well-financed, they have liquidity, they really have positioned themselves so they could survive the worst case, which we don't think will happen, but I think that's very reassuring that we're going to be in a strong financial position. I'm really pleased in the months that I spent there. They asked me, as you know, to stay as long as I wished to stay. I thought initially I would stay one winter, maybe two. I told them all along that there was a phenomenal management team here, great employees, many of them who have been here longer than I have been, and my goal would be to turn it over to somebody within Sugarbush as opposed to having somebody come from without. So I did feel that it was time to step down as president. I've been in retirement for 40 days. So far, so good. But we'll see what happens after that. But I thought this was the right time, again, for a couple reasons. One is there was a team ready to take over. Secondly, I really do not think that somebody should stay too long. 19 years is a long time for anybody to be a president and a CEO. What you want is you always want new blood, you want new ideas. And so I thought that that was really another reason for turning things over on September 1st. John Hammond, as many of you know, has been around here longer than I have been. He started right out of college. He grew up in Middlebury. He's a Vermonter, went to the University of Vermont, actually studied under the sports management program there, and came to Sugarbush initially as an intern in the marketing department while he was still a student, but then joined right out of college in ski patrol, has worked his way up, has done multiple things, has really been a right-arm person for me for many years, and for the last several years has been in charge of mountain operations and services, which is everything that happens on the mountain, the ski program, all the summer activities, and so he was really a very logical choice to take over. But beyond John is a very deep management team, a very deep professional core. I see a number of people, of our veterans, who have been here for years, so I feel really good about the transition. I don't plan to go anywhere. I'm still going to be a Vermonter, still very much engaged in Vermont. My family loves this place, still plan to ski 100 days. And the only difference now is I can be a critic like all of you, so I can give John good advice whenever I want. But I will be staying as an advisor and really there to support John in any way he wants. But with that, please welcome the new president, John Hammond, who I'm just delighted is taking over.
I'm going to keep my mask on. That way I can play the tape, and that way it'll just do my speech for me. So, thank you, Win. It's obviously a different year. Normally we'd be going up in the gatehouse and going through an entire slide deck of all the things that went on last winter, what we're doing this year and moving forward, and all the exciting stuff about the upcoming season, because we've got all of our things set in stone, and this is what we're doing moving into the year. Unfortunately, this year we can't do inside gatherings, the slide deck, or really give you good answers on specifically what we're doing, because we're still waiting on a lot of information from the state about how we can operate, and things change day to day, week to week on how things can be done. So everything I'm going to give you today is our best guess at what we're doing for the season, and we'll start with that. So obviously we closed in March. You know, we tried to get a little wind. We closed in March, and you know, we tried to get right started on maintenance. We did our gearbox in Bravo. We did an electrical drive in Gatehouse. We're doing the electrical drive over at GMX for capital improvements this summer. We did a bunch of work on the snowmaking system, fixing leaks, new manifold down in CB1. GMVS this year installed a new T-bar lift where the old GMVS Palma was. So that's going to be a new lift at Sugarbush this year that goes all the way from Tower 2 almost to the bowl wheel at the top. It's exciting. It makes it a little over 4-minute ride, which is pretty different than the 12-minute ride of Inverness. So that's exciting. And really, we spent a little bit more time working on, you know, mountain bike trails and cleaning things up, trail edging. Colin, our ski patrol director, was out there doing a lot of, if anyone has skied on any of the left sides at Sugarbush of the ski trails, there's a lot of this going on. He spent a couple months out there cutting those left edges, making sure, limbing back a lot of the trees to really make it a better ski experience. You know, obviously for years we've all focused on that, as you know, everything we do is through the lens of the guest and sort of the experience that we can provide and how we can do that, you know, make it a better trip, better ski day for you guys, and you know, more fun to work here. So that's still the lens we're going to use, and that's what we've been up to. Trying to think if there's anything else that was exciting and new this summer on that part. Not really. You know, golf opened up right off the bat and was really done a great job. They're having a record year. We've seen there's not a lot of difference between a Monday and a Saturday for usage. We're hoping that translates a little bit to the ski season, where we're going to see a little more steady guest utilization for the mountain. You know, that would make it a little bit better for everybody. We're looking for fewer peaks and fewer valleys, a little more consistent terrain, visitation. So you guys really probably don't care anything about that. All you really care about is what's going to happen this winter. So I'll give you my best guess and what we've been planning on since we closed, how to operate for the winter. So ski experience wise and what we're going to do, we're going to stick with our same snowmaking plan. We're going to try and go as much snowmaking as we can, because really we want to be 100% open before Christmas. That's always been our goal. So we're going to go with the gatehouse side again. As soon as November the meter read starts, we're going to go with the Valley House side, so we can hopefully spread out the crowds like we've done the last 2 years. We found that to be a great way to start the season. It spreads the crowd out. It differentiates the people that want to ski intermediate terrain have it. The people that want to ski a little harder terrain have it as well. So that is the plan. We also will be making snow at Mount Ellen as soon as we can, again, after that meter read date following November 1st. We do this because there's still, no matter what happens, there's still the same number of days between November 1st and Christmas. So that's our goal. So we're going to be out there making snow, trying to spread the crowds out. As a person that now takes an hour and a half to get my one thing of eggs at Mahirons, because of all the questions that get asked, I'll tell you, I've heard a lot of really great ideas about what we're going to be doing. You know, like that we're not going to run anything. We're just going to allow it for people that are left-handed and ski on, whatever brand of ski. No, that's not the case. We're really trying to make sure we're as inclusive as we can be and get as many people up here as we can, but do it safely and responsibly. And part of that safety and responsibility comes from all of you. So you guys need to be, responsible for your actions, but you're also responsible for the people around you. So luckily, skiing really is a sport that normally is just, that's the way we behave. We have a skier responsibility code, that doesn't say I'm only in charge of myself. It says I have to be in charge of what's going on in front of me. I have to yield to the uphill skier. I'm responsible as I go around someone. So you guys are all used to that already, being responsible and sort of trying to look at the greater community and sort of make sure that we're doing the right thing. So we're going to expect that from all of you this winter as well. So I'm sure everyone's up to the challenge, because, you know, we don't want there to be, you don't want to be the reason there's no ski season. So that is the slogan of the year. So try to be responsible out there, and we're going to do the right thing. But part of that right thing is following the Vermont's governor's guidelines. And, you know, those get updated every week. There's changes to them. Yesterday there was a change to the sector guidance. So everyone should be going to the ACCD Vermont website and looking at what the travel restrictions are, what the guidances are for each business, and that way you'll understand what your responsibilities are. So there's business and personal. So part of the guidance right now is there is a 14-day quarantine if you are not from a green county, or 7 days and a negative COVID test. There's no mechanism for a business to enforce that. We don't say, I need a copy of your test. What we have to rely on is that you're doing the right thing, that you're following the guidelines by the state. We are going to have instances like close contact and lessons and things like that, even at the golf course right now, where you have to sign an affidavit that says that you are complying by the rules. Same thing for lodging. When you make a reservation this summer, you had to confirm that you had met the guidelines. So all of those things are currently in effect. So that is sort of where we are in the framework. And then specifically for us, we talked about the opening plan, snowmaking, but really what's going to happen for your ski day is you need to do a little bit of planning. The convenience of how we did things in the past, where you could just run in and grab an egg sandwich, or zip into the bathroom, or get a hot chocolate with your kid. Those things aren't really available with the capacity constrictions that are on the base lodges and on the buildings. We really need people to plan ahead. So that means no booting up in the base lodge. We're going to really ask people to show up in their ski boots. You need to come up. We're going to be ordering things online. So if you do not have a good phone battery, you might want to get an extra battery to go with your phone for this winter. You're going to order your food online through an application. You're going to reserve a table online through an application. All of those things are going to require planning as opposed to the normal convenience. We really only see this being sort of a problem on probably 2 to 14 days or so during the year. Most of the time we don't have the capacity restrictions that we're going to see. But, you know, we're still going to have a system in place that allows you to get food, warm up, all of those things that we, you know, enjoy about skiing. You know, but après suddenly doesn't look the same when you can't stand at a bar and have a beer with your friends. You have to be seated. There's the current guidelines right now for the entire gatehouse building, all the floors, everything is 75 people. There's probably 85 people here right now. So the capacity of the Castle Rock pub is around 200 and something. So when you look at the entire building only having 75 people, including the employees, that doesn't really work. So we're working with the new guidelines to sort of see if we can segregate the levels, if that allows us 75 people in each level, what we can do to fit within the guidelines and make sure we're following the governor's rules and doing the right thing. So that you're going to feel those constraints and pinch points more in the base lodge and in rentals, ski school, not really on the slopes. Though John Parsons is not really excited about having to make a corral that has 6 feet spacing between each lane, but we're gonna make it work. So there will be no singles line. We're gonna encourage people to ski with their friends. You're gonna be the judge of who's in your group. The ticket checker can't be, not used to yelling so much. The ticket checkers can't be the ones that are saying, oh yeah, when your group is these people, you need to tell us that this is the group that you traveled with. This is your cohort. So that is what's going on that side of the operations. I can tell you we are doing a couple new things as the speakers are flying around. A couple new things are we're building 6 new cabins, base camp. so that, we realized early on that there was going to be restrictions on the lodge. So people will be able to reserve a cabin, and that can be their home base. They could put their boots on in there, eat their lunch in there, use that as their own little personal base lodge. So we'll have 4 of them over here at Lincoln Peak and 2 at Mount Ellen, sort of between the base lodge and Inverness. So that's exciting. I think the other thing that we talked about is that the ski experience might be actually better with fewer people here. There is no group lessons for ski instructors, Marika. We were talking about that, but that means you're really getting one-on-one instruction, and that's better. But it is going to be different, and I think that all of you guys are going to be up to the challenge. I'm sure that you guys will all have a lot of questions after this, and I'll sit behind a fence 6 feet away, and you can come up and ask, I guess. But I can tell you that we're really excited to be open in about 40 days, which is scary to think that it's only 40 days till opening day. It's going to be a great season. We're going to have fun. It's going to snow tons. Snowmaking is going to work out perfectly. Every day will be 20 degrees and sunshine and snow at night. I look forward to it. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. So, here's to a good 2021 season, and we'll enjoy the day, guys. Thank you.